Good morning, children. Lesson number 6, Directive Principles of State Policy and Fundamental Duties. In the last two chapters, we studied the fundamental rights guaranteed by our Constitution. We learned what rights Indian citizens enjoy. We also learned that our rights have judicial protection. We understood the importance of fundamental rights in our individual and public lives. With this background, we shall now understand what the directive principles of state policy are. Fundamental rights put restrictions on the power of the government. A few such restrictions upon the state are listed below. State shall not discriminate between and among citizens on the basis of caste, religion, race, language or sex. State shall not deny anybody equality before the law and equal protection of the law. The person shall be deprived of his life. State shall not impose any religious taxes. The Constitution has given express instructions to the state about what policies it should undertake. This is in the nature of giving directive or guidelines about how to achieve the goals expressed in the preamble. Hence, they are called as directive principles of state policy. Why were the directives included? When India won independence, we faced a great challenge of establishing order and carrying out smooth administration. Eradication of poverty. Eradication means remove. Backwardness and illiteracy had to be urgently pursued. The task of nation building had to be undertaken for this. New policies had to be drawn up and their implementation had to be undertaken. The goal of people's welfare had to be achieved. In short, India had to be transformed into a developed and progressive nation. The Constitution has specified the subjects to which the union and state governments should give the priority in their policies for people's welfare through the directive principles of the state policy. Each directive contains a subject for the state policy. The makers of the Indian Constitution had realized that it would require a lot of resources if all these policies were to be implemented at the same time. That is the reason why they did not make the directive building upon the state like the fundamental rights. They expected that state should implement them slowly and steadily. Some important directive principles of state policy. The state should secure adequate means of livelihood to all citizens without any gender discrimination. The state should secure equal pay for equal work for both men and women. The state should secure the improvement of public health. The state shall endeavor to protect, means try to protect and improve the environment and safeguard the forests and wildlife of the country. The state shall protect all monuments of historic interest and national importance. The state shall promote with special care of educational and economic interests of the weaker section of the people, especially the scheduled caste and tribes. The state shall offer public assistance to citizens in cases of unemployment, old age, sickness, etc. Directive principles of state policy and fundamental rights are two sides of the same coin. Due to fundamental rights, citizens get the most needed liberty, while directive principles of state policy create an atmosphere conducive to the growth of democracy. Even though we cannot go to the courts if a directive is not implemented by the government, we can put pressure on the government in various ways to make a policy in order to meet these goals.